ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. Last ವಿಡಿಯೋದಲ್ಲಿ we saw a few tips on how to become better at verbal ability overall. ಈ ವಿಡಿಯೋದಲ್ಲಿ let's start with sentence correction and sentence completion. These are the most commonly asked topics and this is part 1 in this series. So for sentence correction, these are the topics that are usually asked when it comes to sentence correction. Subject verb agreement is basically when there is a sentence, the singular and plural of both the subject and the verb should match. For example, he is a student. They are students. So here, he is singular. Is also a singular verb. So it agrees. Similarly, nimgili they andre plural, many students. Are is also in plural, so it matches. Now we can't say they is students. Idu tappu because the subject and verb don't agree with each other. This is basically subject verb agreement concept. Next is parallelism. Sometimes we list certain things in a sentence. Let's look at this sentence. I will buy a pen, a book, and 10 chocolates. 10 chocolates. Now here, buy is the verb. We are buying many things. A pen, a book, and 10 chocolates. So in this case, the list in the sentence, it should make logical and grammatical sense with the structure. That is parallelism. Next, verb time sequence. We know that any sentence is either in the past, present tense, or future tense. So let us look at this sentence. She will run yesterday. This sentence nalli, what is wrong? Will run indicates that in the future or in some other time that is not now, mundakke she will run. But the time is mentioned as yesterday, which is in the past. So will run is a verb, which is a future tense verb. And yesterday is the past. It is not matching. Adike the correct sentence would be she ran yesterday, which is a past form of the sentence. Or future form will be she will run tomorrow. So those are the two correct forms. She will run yesterday is tappu. That is verb time sequence. Next we have prepositions. Prepositions, some examples are on, at, between, above, etc. These words indicate the position with respect to the object. So for example, the bird flew above the clouds. Here the bird is the subject of the sentence, clouds is the object, and flew is the verb. Now where did it fly? The exact position is specified by the preposition. The bird flew above the clouds. Next we have misplaced modifiers. First of all, modifiers andre enu? They are words that describe or modify any noun. So let us see examples of these two sentences. She lost nearly rupees 500. This is sentence 1. Sentence 2 is she nearly lost rupees 500. Now, there's a very small difference in these two sentences. Illi lost nearly and here nearly lost. And with this swap in words, the meaning of the sentences itself change. First sentence alli, she lost nearly rupees 500. Andre, exact amount is not rupees 500, but somewhere near to that amount she lost anta. Second sentence, she nearly lost rupees 500. Andre, she was about to lose, but thankfully she did not lose that money. That is the meaning of the second sentence. So in this case, nearly is the modifier. Modifiers are basically adjectives or adverbs in a sentence. And when they are misplaced, they'll be given in a question and you will have to correct them. That is another type of sentence correction problem. Next, we have pronouns and antecedent agreement. So what are pronouns? Shivam is my friend. He likes to dance. In this case, he is referring to the subject that has been mentioned in the previous sentence, which is Shivam. And pronouns are useful yakandre in a paragraph of 4 or 5 lines or even more lines, we cannot mention the subject again and again. Imagine that if I tell you this, Shivam is my friend, Shivam likes to dance, Shivam goes for training classes, and Shivam will be performing tomorrow. Shivam anta matte barutte. So instead of that, only in the first sentence we mention the subject, and in the upcoming sentences, if we insert a pronoun, in this case it is he, it is understood that now Shivange refer ಮಾಡ್ತಿದೀವಿ ಅಂತ. So that is the use of pronouns. And here, in this case, he is a pronoun. Some other pronouns are she, they, etc. And Shivam, the word that which we replaced with a pronoun, is the antecedent. So they have to agree. So I can't say that Shivam is my friend, they like to dance. Adu tappu. There is a disagreement there. So the pronoun and the antecedent have to agree. Next, we have comparison. When we compare any things in a sentence, they have to be of the same type. Now, let us look at this sentence. His handwriting is better than you. It's better than you. This sentence tappu. Yakandre, we are comparing some other person's handwriting and you. You are the person. Handwriting is not a person. So you cannot compare these two things. The correct form of the sentence would be his handwriting is better than your handwriting. This is a apt comparison. So two things have to be of the same type or same nature to be comparable in a sentence. Next, we have determiners. Determiners are words that give some sort of an idea about the object and how much it is or the quantity of the object. For example, few, a few, little, a little, many, etc. And these, when used incorrectly in the sentence, we will have to be corrected. So these are the different types that of sentence correction problems that you can be facing. Ega, let us look at one example. I need not offer any explanation regarding this incident. My behavior is speaking itself. Now, questionally, they have underlined the error. My behavior is speaking itself. Anta. Now, let us look at the options. If we feel that the current sentence is fully right and idalli ಏನು error illa hinge irbeku andre option E will have to be ticked. because it mentions that no correction is required. But let us look at all the options. First of all, what do you feel is wrong with the sentence? My behavior is speaking itself. Doesn't sound very correct, alva? So let us look at the options now. My behavior will speak to itself. Illa, the behavior does not want to speak to itself. So no, this is also not the correct answer. My behavior speaks for itself. Andre, I do not need to tell you anything or mention or elaborate anything. Nan behavior alle gottagutte ninge nan enu anta or what I mean anta. So option B looks like it could be the correct answer. Let's just have a quick glance at the other options as well. My behavior has been speaking. Illa, has been speaking to who or to what? Or what purpose is it serving? Idar ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. So option C is also wrong. My behavior speaks about itself. No, about is a wrong usage illi. It should be speaks for itself. So option B is the most correct answer. There's a correct. Next commonly asked topic is sentence completion, where nimge there will be a sentence with either a few words or a phrase or a complete sentence that is to be filled. Either nimge single blank kodbodu or double blank also can be given. Now, among the different options, there might be two options that are grammatically correct. But once that missing word or missing sentence is entered in the gap, it should also make logical sense, not just be grammatically correct. So we have to look for two things before we finalize the correct answer. That is grammatical correctness and logical sense. Both are equally important. Before looking at the options, ನೀವು ಬರೀ question ನೋಡಿ guess the answer, because that will give you a good idea of what to expect, and first level of filtration you can do in your mind. Then if you look at the options, it will be better and you can reach the answer quicker. Let us look at an example. She never visits any zoo because she is a strong opponent of the idea of dash. Opponent ಅಂದ್ರೆ she is against it or does not like a certain idea of dash. What idea? Let us see. So now, without looking at the options, if we only see the question, what idea ಬರುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಮೈಂಡ್ಗೆ? She does not visit the zoo. Okay, because zoo ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, all the animals are in cages or they are held captive and they're not free to roam around. All right, that is a zoo. Because she is a strong opponent of the idea of dash. So maybe I will answer both of that. Okay, zoo is not good for animals. You should not cage them. They should be free. So maybe that is something she is against that idea. Maybe that's why she does not want to visit the zoo. All right. So namge one rough idea ide mind alli. Let us come to the options. Option A, setting the animals free into the forest. Because she's a strong opponent of the idea of setting animals? No. If she was not a believer, if she was not a believer in this, if she was against it, she would actually visit the zoo. So that is not the correct answer. Option B, feeding the animals while others are watching. So that also might be the option, but the idea of feeding animals, no. This does not seem like something she should be opposed to. And adrinda zoo hogtilva? Maybe not. Next option, strong opponent of the idea of watching animals in their natural abode. No, this does not look like the correct option either. Visits any zoo because she's a strong opponent of the idea of going out of the house on a holiday. This does not make any sense as well, because zoo has been mentioned and that has to serve some purpose here. And if it is not serving that purpose, this option does not look like it's a correct answer. Now option E, holding the animals in captivity for our joy. Option E looks like something we had in mind before looking at the options, alva, because holding the animals in cages just for nam kushige is not a good idea, and she's a strong opponent of that idea, and because of that she does not visit any zoo. So option E looks like the most correct answer. Let us check. Option E is certainly the correct answer. ಇವತ್ತಿನ video ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಮುಗಿಯುತ್ತೆ. We covered part 1, which is sentence correction and sentence completion. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವಿಡಿಯೋನಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಲ್ ಕವರ್ ಪ್ಯಾರಾ ಜಂಬಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ರೀಡಿಂಗ್ ಕಾಂಪ್ರಿಹೆನ್ಷನ್. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.